Hey, how's it going, everybody? I hope each and every one of you are having a fantastic morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that jazz. I hope each and every one of you had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully, you got to watch something fun. Maybe watch another 5 or 6 movies, whatever it is that keeps you entertained most and will keep you happy, because that's what's most important in life, is keeping yourself happy and those that are around you happy as well. Even though sometimes that can be a lot harder a task, especially in these trying times when we're all stuck at home together and having to basically be around each other for 24/7. So it's kind of gets a little rough here and there with that. It's just one of those things. Let's get on to today's film. Today's film is an amazing one. It's one I just rewatched again just before I started this here video. I had to rewatch it just because I wanted to, or at least kind of rewatch it, because there were just a couple of things I missed previously from the first viewing I had, and plus I just wanted to revisit it because it's so good. This one's from 2015. My cut's running about an hour. It's running at an hour and 26 minutes. I don't know if there's any slower or longer cuts than this. This is the uncensored director's cut, so do keep that in mind. So I imagine this is the definitive cut when it comes to as far as that end of the spectrum. This one's got a pretty big cast. We got Shane Beasley in here. We got Kelsey, Carlisle. Shane Beasley, by the way, is playing your killer in here, and he is very, very good. Very creepy. Does the job very well without having to say any words, because the guy is literally acting with his body and his eyes and all of his movements in that way. Very cool, very fun. Then we got Kelsey Carlisle. Kelsey Carlisle does a great job in here. I liked her. Ellie Church. I love Ellie Church. She from The Bad Man, which is an amazing movie. Which, by the way, this one has both Ellie Church, Dave Parker, and the director of this. They all were tied together with The Bad Man. And we got Dave, like I said, Dave Parker's in here. Mr. Parker himself is playing this kind of sleazy front man for this band, this local wannabe band, basically, that is trying to make it big, and they really haven't made it anywhere. Then we got Jennifer Lee in there. We got Haley Madison, Brian Williams. Brian Williams plays Vic. Which Vic, his character is very sleazy. His character reminds me a lot of, or at least the part where he's in reminds me a lot of Gutterballs, because it's in this like old roller derby type place. And it's got all that fun neon lights from the 70s and that whole 70s look. It's awesome. I really dug it. And then who else do we got in here? We got Matt Keeley, we got Emily McGee, we got Jessica Schroeder, and then Kaden Miller plays none other than Skullboy, which Skullboy by far is my favorite character in the entire film. He also says nothing. Everything is all with movement, and he clicks his teeth, when he at times. But I really like Skullboy. I couldn't get enough of him. He's cute. He's a little cute Skullboy. What can you say? He does his job, and he basically leads our killer. Our nameless killer, excuse me, not faceless, because you do see him without his mask multiple times. So it's not like you don't know who it is. You don't know his name, his full name, or anything like that. You do get a hell of a backstory on this guy. And this film is directed by none other than Arthur Cullipher, who also was in The Bad Man, played the Bad Man himself. And this is none other than 2015's Headless. Yes, look at that. Isn't that awesome, guys? I mean, look, that is just so cool. And like I said, this is the uncensored director's cut of the film. There is a reversible cover artwork here, which I do kind of like that one as well. It's because it ties in more with the Skullboy character and all that jazz. And then we got a standard issue pressed DVD. Did I get that in there? Good enough. That's one of those things that's like, it drives me nuts if I don't get it in there right. I still didn't get it in there perfect. But, do we got any special features on here? There we go. It's probably going to be hard for you guys to read. It's right in through here. I'll zoom it in a little further for you, if that helps at all. If not, I'm sorry, guys. I tried my best. There we go. That's a little smoother for you. But yeah, that's what you got for special features. It was like a couple commentaries, a gag reel, trailer for teaser trailer for Headless, and then a trailer for Found, which Found I reviewed last week, is basically what this movie here comes from. Found was a feature made by Scott Shermer about a little boy who finds out that his older brother is a serial killer, and his older brother has a extensive video VHS horror catalog, and one of the films in his catalog is none other than Headless, which this is supposed to be the film within the film. So this is set in 1974 or 76. I can't remember exactly which one on that, but either way, it's set in the 70s. There was a little short feature out of this on the Found Blu-ray / DVD, but I have not watched that. I imagine it's just all the footage that they had in Found for the movie within a movie. Now, this one, I know that a lot of you haven't gotten out there to check it yet, because, I mean, I don't hear enough people talk about this one. It's available. It's widely very easily obtainable from Scott Shermer's website. That's a matter of fact where I got it, and I got it for a hell of a deal. I think I paid like $7 or $8. I paid less than $10 for this, which is awesome. I believe I did. I can't remember, because I got this and Found, Space Babes from Outer Space, Plank Face. And there was one, the Bad Man. I forgot I got the Bad Man, which that one was awesome as well. Yeah, good stuff. I do highly suggest going over there and checking out Scott Shermer's store and picking up some of these titles, especially Headless. This one's sweet. So it's basically about a nameless killer who is running around stalking and slashing. His whole thing is he decapitates these victims. He eats their eyeballs. He proceeds, after he decapitates them, he proceeds to have sexual relations with the stump, the bloody stump of the head, and he gives it's a whole new meaning to the term getting head. It's pretty gnarly, I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw this, I was just like blown away. Like, it wasn't anything that made me like nauseous or queasy or anything like that, because it takes an awful lot to do that. About the only things that do that to me that get to me anymore is real gore. Otherwise, the fake stuff, the simulated murder does not cringe me out or gross me out or make me queasy or anything like that anymore. I'm too much of a seasoned veteran. I've seen so many horrible films out there, and this one, it's just let me just say, it's just hard to gross me out. Let's just leave it at that. So he has sexual relations with the stump. There's a whole side story with Kelsey Carlisle's character and Dave Parker's character. They're a couple, and Dave Parker is he's a wannabe rock star. She works at the local roller rink, and she's the only one with the income coming in, and so she's the sole breadwinner. There's that whole whole thing between them. There's a lot of animosity with that, I would say, because they're constantly fighting over it. Like there's only a couple of parts with them together in all, but all every scene that they're with, they are arguing, which is just shows how much of a tumultuous messed up relationship. I'll just say that tumultuous, whatever. I'm having a hard time saying that word today. I'm having a hard time with a lot of words today. It's my brain's a little foggy. Maybe it's because I got a case of the Mondays. I don't know. I mean, every day is starting to blend in together. For a moment today, I thought it was Sunday. That shows how far behind I am with as far as what the days are and everything blending together with this whole coronavirus crap. Now, I'm trying to think. There is also a nice little backstory to our killer in this. It tells why he is the way he is and what motivates him and what got him into liking what he does. And it all starts out with his mother. She keeps him in this nasty little dog kennel. She feeds him nothing but like at one point you see him get a dead rabbit's head. It was chopped off and bloody stump, blah blah blah, thrown in there. That was what he got to eat. At one point, his sister, who is a giant bitch, who is constantly antagonizing him and causing more grief into this poor kid's life. Like she crawls up on top of this kennel and pisses on him and makes him drink it. She makes him have sex with her, and that is the final straw. With what happens is they screw up. She screws up and lets the kid out of the kennel, and essentially doing that, you let the monster free, and he is definitely a monster. So we got all of that going on with as far as a backstory. It gives you a little bit of why he is the way he is. It definitely does make you sympathize for him a little bit in the aspects of when he was a child, because it was pretty fucked up. I'm not going to lie. The poor kid had it bad. And the one saving grace he had was Skullboy, and Skullboy is nothing but a visual hallucination that he has, only he has, and it if he wasn't it's basically when you first see him, that's when you know that's his brain has been finally snapped, and it's so sad because he is so young when his brain snaps to that degree. Children's mind should not be subjected to any of that, and it's terrible. I can't believe that there's people out there that would hurt children to this degree, treat them like this, but there unfortunately is, and it doesn't always create monsters. It does, but it doesn't. It does create some sometimes, and it definitely did with this one. Now, I don't want to give away any more else about the story, the movie itself. I want to roll over into my ratings. As far as like a technical side goes, it's okay on the technical side. It's polished. It doesn't have any pacing issues. It does keep it moving rather well. Pretty fast paced the whole movie. It definitely puts its foot on your throat and doesn't let go. It balls to the wall. That's how I felt like this one went. The last movie I saw that went full on balls to the wall like that was probably Terrifier, and this is definitely better than Terrifier because you actually get some story with this one. Unlike Terrifier, there's very, very little story to it. Which, by the way, I will eventually review that one because I do like it. I reviewed All Hallows Eve, where Art the Clown first got his start at. I did review that months and months and months and months ago. So if any of you guys are curious about that one, go ahead and scroll back months ago and you can find out my thoughts on that one. Otherwise, let's this one on the technical side, I'm going to give this thing a 3. It's the middle of the road. It's not a bad movie, not a great movie when it comes as far as the technical side. There are a couple little plot plot gaps in there, but nothing too major, nothing that's going to make you scratch your head and want your money back. About my only trying to think, there are some things as far as being that this is set in the 70s. There are some things in it that aren't from the 70s. Women weren't generally as tattooed up as what some of these women were in especially Ellie Church. She has a full side piece going on there, and women didn't generally have that kind of stuff in the 70s. It wasn't still till my generation where we started making tattoos an everyday thing, and every single person that I know of at my age has a tattoo, and most people younger than me have one. If you don't, you're in the minority. And I know very few people anymore, excluding my parents, that my parents and my mother-in-law, and that there's still more people that have tattoos than there is not nowadays. So that was my only real beef I had with it. I thought that was a little goofy, but other than that, I easily can overlook that because it's such a good movie. Ellie Church is nice to look at. On top of it, I like her, although her hair looked kind of funky and fake in this. I'm not gonna lie. So there's that. As far as what I would give it, as far as an entertaining side goes, this thing's a solid 4. It's gonna keep you going. It gets the blood flowing. Doesn't slow down. Is good from beginning to end. All right, guys, I need to get out of here. It's almost at that 17-minute mark. I got shit to do today. Around the house, I'm gonna go visit my mom at some point. But other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love your faces. And peace as always.